Hello and welcome to Curated Spaces, the podcast that explores the stories behind spaces reimagining how we stay, work and play. Join me, Molly Cooper, as I sit down with founders, owners and thought leaders to hear about their journey of bringing a space to life. Great spaces shape our lives. They inspire, nurture and connect us. But most importantly, they bring us together to share life's milestones with the people who mean the most to us. So whether you're a traveller, foodie or design seeker, join us as we celebrate the power of spaces and the brilliant people behind them. Today I'm at the beautiful Warwick, a stunning new members club in the heart of London from the team behind Mortimer House. With over 6 stories of co-working spaces and members' lounges, it also boasts a gym, a rooftop bar and a gorgeous restaurant to let your hair down in style at the end of the day. I'm incredibly excited to sit down with Eleni, membership director who played an integral role in bringing the space to life and is going to share the story behind this stunning club. Eleni, welcome to Curated Spaces.
Hi, Molly. Thank you for having me.
Not at all. Now, before we go into the space itself, I'd love to hear a bit about you and your story. So I know you've had quite the life pre-Warwick.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't call it quite a life, but done a few things. But I really wanted to be here. Yeah, so my whole membership journey started almost by accident. When in a previous job, we spent our winter seasons in the Caribbean, and so my boss decided to open a yacht club in St. Bart's that he imagined in the same way that's like the Monaco Yacht Club. And so I ended up having a second full-time job, which was very exciting, very tiring at the same time. So then a couple of years later, I moved on and I'm at that point in Switzerland and I find out about Mortimer House accidentally. I can't remember if it was on LinkedIn or on Instagram or just on the web. And so I start looking into it and I'm just really loving what I'm getting. And I read about the whole concept of having everything under one roof and not, and having a different approach to life that is not about balance, but is about having a holistic approach towards all of the aspects of your life. And so I think this is great. This is the future. I'd love to go there. And they were in pre-opening mode because they then were opening slightly later. And so I contacted someone on LinkedIn. They ignored me. Now, having done the pre-opening here, I understand why they ignored the crazy lady writing out of the blue from Switzerland. And so because they ignored me, I decided to just move and wait until a position in membership opened with Mortimer House. And I had given myself a deadline and I was like, towards the end of the deadline, I moved to UK in July. We get to Christmas. My deadline was 6 months. My birthday is right after. And so close to my birthday, I'm starting to sweat. I'm like, oh my God, what should I do? I should start looking for something else. I shouldn't have just waited. And a few days later, I see a post online that they were recruiting for the membership team. And so I called my then predecessor and still big friend and told Nelly, hi, I'm Eleni. I would love to join your team. We don't really have a lot of room to discuss this. I just need to start on Monday. And so that's what happened. And
It's brilliant. It's quite a bold move, moving and waiting 6 months, but it's all worked out.
It all works out. It's all stars aligned.
And here we are. So we've moved just a little short distance from Mortimer House. We're now just off Regent Street in central London. Do you want to set the scene a bit for people listening in? Where in the world are we here at Warwick?
Oh, we're in the most fun, crazy, intense place in London, I would say. I don't know. I love it. I've changed. I've moved different countries. I've stayed in different places, and I have always quite quickly felt the urge to move on and see something different. And I've been here now for 5 years, and I think I'm addicted. I think I'm never going to go in the end, but yeah.
She's a Londoner, and it is such a hustle bustle place. Like you say, we've got Soho just over there, Regent Street just there. You're fighting through the crowds, and then you step inside here and it's so calm, and it feels a million miles away from the hustle and bustle outside.
It's true. It's great because you get really, you can remove yourself a little bit from all that, that craziness of Piccadilly and, being right at the center of so many different areas as well. You have Soho and you have Fitzrovia and you have Mayfair. And so, yeah. And it's really calm and nice, but it depends where you are and at what time you're here. So it's quiet now, but then first floor and our rooftop restaurant do get a little bit wilder as the sun goes down.
I bet they've seen some parties, which I can't wait to get into. But before we get there, let's go back to the beginning of One Warwick and where this all came from. Can you tell us about the decision behind opening up a second club here?
So, our founder and CEO, Guy Vesha, was always planning to have a second location after Mortimer House. Mortimer House was a great success very quickly. But I always say that he's an architecture and interior design freak. And so he wouldn't have just taken any building, any location, to just have the second location. So it took a while to find the right spot. And I think we always wanted to have a naughty little sister for Mortimer House. And best corner, Warwick, Brewer Street, you see Piccadilly from the top, it's great. And so he actually announced that we had acquired the building in December, was late November or December 2019. And we were all excited. And we came here, and not many of us have seen such an incredible building transformation before. And so, yeah, we walk in, and it's this all offices, and then downstairs there is this pub, the Warwick, and it was closed obviously at that point, and everyone, I'm a bit like, okay, I'm sure it's going to be great. and Guy really managed to kind of infuse, how great it was going to be when this was all finished, and we were all excited, and then it was 2020. and then we had dun dun dun. Q1 is a fantastic Q1, and then March happens, and at that point we got a bit scared, all of us. It was fine in the end.
So how do you finish the renovation by that point, or were you in the middle of?
We were at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
It was the very beginning of the renovation. So everything stops, and then there were delays, and then we had to deal with so many things at Mortimer House, which was a fantastic experience, and we actually did great even during the pandemic. Our members, our community really supported us throughout. It was touching, honestly. It was just a different level of
spirit and camaraderie.
Yeah. And so we were focusing on that. And then at the same time, this was happening, and then there were the other lockdowns, and after lockdown one, obviously, we all started kind of coming in more often, and it was a little bit of it was a safe place. For us, Mortimer House was a safe place, and knowing that there was going to be another wonderful building like this was great. So then things started working, and there were so many changes. Like it's a completely different building than what it was before. So it took us about 3 years to complete, and yeah. and now we're here since March.
Yeah, and it's a really, I'd love to see those pictures actually, if you have any of pre now, because
it's fantastic. Yeah, actually, we have an amazing picture of Daniel. Daniel Thompson is our director of operations, and there is a picture that he shared recently of him in that space in the pied-à-terre here before it was the pied-à-terre, and so we want to do a before and after kind of thing. Yeah, we'll show you the pictures. It's great.
I love it. And talk me through sort of the vibe you were trying to create here, the interiors. It's very, very well done. Lots of dark woods, soft furnishings, a bit of fringing and funky chairs. What were you trying to create with this?
Well, we had the fantastic team at Fettle, obviously, look after everything in the building. I think, well, Fettle did an amazing job delivering it, and guys' idea was to maintain this Soho, a bit bohemian, a bit that's relaxed. Nice, comfortable, that you see it and you say, oh, it's so beautiful, but it doesn't feel, it also makes you feel part of it immediately, right? And so I'm not an expert in interior design at all, so I can't tell you too much about the actual details, but that was the whole concept. And we went through a lot of options and colors and textures, and yeah, it was interesting. A very interesting experience.
But I think you really get that sense that you just said. You walk in and it's quite grown up, it's quite bohemian, I love that word, but it's also very fun. And you go around a corner and there's like a little nook and cranny and you think, oh, what a lovely spot that would be for a drink. And then there's another room with this gorgeous bar you can just hire out, and then you go up another floor and there's a rooftop terrace. So it's quite a party pad, it does feel, and I'm sure you've seen your fair share of those soirees here, haven't you?
It is. It definitely is. We have, it's the space, as you say. It really draws you to just relax and have a drink and have a chat and listen to some good music. It's the team that is fantastic and welcomes you in the best way, and really makes you feel part of all of this. And look, at the end of the day, great drinks, great food. What else do you want? It's actually what you're going to get. And it's, yeah.
Okay, well, let's go into that then. Food and drink. What are we talking about here?
That's something I'm an expert. I can tell you a lot about that. We have Tom Cenci is our executive chef across the entire building, and that means that obviously he looks after our neighborhood restaurant, that is Nessa. That's the only part of the house that is open to the public. But he curates and obviously looks after the teams and the kitchens of all other spaces of the house. There is Yasmin, that is a rooftop restaurant and bar, and it's completely different menu. It's Middle Eastern. Tom spent, I think, a couple of years in Istanbul, and I tried the British with a twist menu. That's the Nessa menu. And then tried this, like, how can he be this good? Things that are so different. And obviously the menu across the house and the private rooms and all of those things. It's great. We have the best carrot cake in the world. That's something I really want to say. We have the best carrot cake in the world. Yeah, I never make bold statements. No, it's not true. I often make bold statements, but not on food. I grew up with a very strict chef mother to make bold statements on food.
But you were saying you actually wrote to your Italian, was it your mother or your grandmother, and said you have to try this twist on a carbonara.
Carbonara. Celeriac carbonara. So the story is this. I'm pretty sure that I have never ordered a carbonara anywhere. Not in Italy, not that. You just make it at home, you just don't order it. And as soon as I saw the carbonara on the menu and saw the celeriac carbonara, I was like, I have to try this because, it's always amazing. There is something about this. Yeah, I tried it. So the celeriac replaces the pasta. So it's fantastic. It's lighter. It's amazing, beautifully presented. And then you break that amazing egg yolk that is on top and you mix everything and it's fantastic. So I called my mom, like, I need to tell you something. You need to do this differently. So she's now doing celeriac. She's trying. Yeah, because obviously I don't have the recipe. I wouldn't ask for the recipe. And so she's doing trials. We need to see when she comes.
I love it because he does quite a few twists like this, doesn't he? Was no avos here.
Yes.
And he's done a very clever replacement, hasn't he?
Very clever replacement. There is not avocado on toast, which I'm a huge fan of. This is my everyday breakfast. So Tom took this very fair and fantastic approach. Like, I really appreciate, apart from obviously the taste that he's put on a plate, the thinking behind it, and how avocados have this, major impact on the environment, and their carbon footprint is ridiculous, apparently. And so he has replaced them with crushed broad beans, which are local, and they are so tasty, and the texture is fantastic. And it's a very simple dish. Crushed broad beans, you get it with 2 poached eggs and all this amazing herbs and spices on top, and you can't start your day better. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you must visit for the food, you must visit for the drink. But a lot of people don't just come for a fun time, they're here to work. So let's talk about your members and the community you're building here and how that's sort of grown over the past few months.
So that's a very good point, because it's what we were saying earlier, the bringing everything under one roof, right? So obviously, what do you do in your day? Well, not all of us, but some start with going to the gym, have attend a fitness class, and then, have a nice shower, refresh, get a nice breakfast, get not avocado on toast. And then, you want to do a couple of emails. You just want to check where you're at. You're probably going to have a couple of meetings, lunch with someone, coffee with someone, then again, sit again at your laptop, then break, okay, it's a nice day. Maybe, a cheeky pint on the rooftop. Why not? I
love this vision of a working day, by the way. It sounds nice.
That's what work means. That's what Warwick. It means you can pretend to work. No, it's not true. We have some amazing people. We have a really diverse community. We do not try to welcome members that are only coming from a specific industry, but we try to welcome members that embrace what we're trying to do here, the whole concept behind the individual houses, one Warwick and Mortimer houses, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we have found, and I think it's a good how can I say, climate at the moment, socially speaking, where we see that a lot of people really embrace that. And so we have people from, theatre to tech investment. Well, it's a wide range of really nice, cool people that enjoy spending the majority of their time today, because then you end up being here every day. You wouldn't trade it for just staying at home. And so...
Well, exactly. And with the rise of work from anywhere or companies limiting their office space or even closing down their offices entirely, I think you're really tapping into that bigger macro piece around people suddenly have no option but to work from home. And actually, for a lot of people, that doesn't work for them. They want to see people and get out and experience the city they live in.
Absolutely. That is what makes a difference, because you get other spaces where you would either spend time socially or that are then attached to other spaces where you would work. So it's a little bit, you always find a separation in this kind of thing, but it's through social interaction that you're going to have new ideas, a different point of view, and be creative and do something interesting and hopefully also positive for everyone else.
Exactly. And I feel like you guys do a big part of bringing people together. You have such a cool events agenda, which I saw in your lift, which has some quite fun talks in there. So to give me a flavour of what goes on at One Warwick.
The events are fun.
Yeah.
There's, again, a wide range of events. So obviously we have a few things every month going on that are, wellness and well-being related and, personal development. We have some very interesting, more, how can I say? Yes, all of those kind of more kinky things that that we love, but from a very interesting perspective, from a really, psychological, sociological perspective. So you really deep dive into things that you would, as I have just done, kind of very much on the surface describe as just kinky, but in reality it's all us, it's things we all think and feel and do, and it's good to be able to talk about them. So there's a lot of that. And obviously all the members' drinks and parties. We had a fantastic summer party, which was meant to be a Yasmin summer party, so it was going to be the rooftop. But we had so many RSVPs in the first 20 minutes that we sent an email the next day to everyone and said, okay, guys, we're just making it a house party. So enjoy. It's everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. So lots of that. Lots of that at the same time. And we just started with our new quiz night, which is going to be a nice one for the winter. I've already been chatting to Kit. Kit Michelin is our new marketing director and has brought some fantastic new perspectives and ideas and thoughts. And so we're going to have a lot of fun in the winter as well.
Okay, well, let's look at that then. So we're just reaching the end of summer. We've got winter ahead. What does the next 6 months, maybe a year, look like here at One Warwick? Are there any new things you're launching? Any exciting stuff you're working on?
We are working on a lot at the moment. We are really focusing on here, and really, as the community grows, we are receiving so many applications, so much interest that we really don't want to, we don't want anything that we do affect how nicely everyone can enjoy the space. And so we're taking our time to really know more about our members and understand what they want to see, and develop our offering to them from a programming standpoint, from a partying standpoint, as much as we can and in the best way possible. So there is a lot of attention on that. We have and at the same time have been working on obviously expanding the family and having more babies. There is nothing you can confirm. I shouldn't call them more babies, should I? I don't have children.
I think these clubs are your children.
These are the babies. Yeah, yeah, they're gonna stay the only babies. No, we can't say too much right now. It's a really key moment, but we're looking to expand nationally and internationally, and it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that is exciting. And could you be tempted by another international stint, or are you loyal to London?
We are just all very easily tempted. In general, temptation is everywhere and you can't avoid it. Yes, we're always tempted. Very tempted.
I think temptation is a great word for this space. It's lovely. It's a party pad. And I can see how you could easily come here for your 6 a.m. gym session and not leave until the small hours. Yeah. And then repeat 5 days a week.
And then repeat.
Yeah. And do you have a favourite spot or place in the building you like to withdraw to or get away from?
It's difficult to say because the spaces are so different. The best thing is that you can just float around and see different people and do different things and eat different things and drink different things. It's a blessing and a curse. But when you have such a gorgeous rooftop with such good food, it's really difficult not to go there first. But I love our drawing room. So on the first floor, it's our living room, and then it's our main members lounge and our library and drawing room. And it's such a gorgeous space. It's like mixed. You can have drinks, you can have dinner, you can have just, and it's those gorgeous windows just overlooking Soho, and you're there. So you see the neighborhood, you really feel part of it. And there is that amazing chandelier that I'm just going to steal sometime without telling you.
You're leaving present to yourself.
It's going to be my swan song is going to be leaving with the chandelier.
I'm legging it. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to leave. I can't leave.
Oh, well, it's been such a pleasure talking, Eleni. Before we go, I do have a quick round of dream spaces to play with you. So I'm going to give you 3 prompts, and I'd like you to answer with a space that comes to mind. It can be somewhere you visited, somewhere you go back to every year, or somewhere you've always wanted to go. So the first one is, where do you like to escape, get away from it all, and detox?
First place that comes to mind is as a natural park, Plitvice Lakes, and don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, in Croatia. It's the most beautiful, peaceful, wonderful place to just walk around all day, and I hate walking. And I would walk around those gorgeous lakes all day. That's a calming space.
That's lovely. As I said that question, I thought, I can't really imagine Eleni needing to get away from it all, because I feel like wherever you go, you take it all with you.
You're absolutely. I just think of those 72 hours.
Yeah, we feel about trees. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe this one is slightly more up your street. Your ultimate birthday party. Where are you hosting it?
I think I'm a lot more boring than you think, Molly.
Really?
Yeah. So there is this amazing place in Tuscany. I don't know if I should say, I'll say the name. It's called Borgo Santo Pietro, and it's just a gorgeous. It's just this gorgeous place with all the vineyards and things and that. It's just great. So I would say Tuscany, Borgo Santo Pietro, hire it all, have no more than 20 people around, and stay for the weekend, I suppose.
Gorgeous. Well, you had me at Tuscany. Finally, your bucket list trip of a lifetime. Where are you off to, and are you staying anywhere special?
I don't know. I would go anywhere. Not that anywhere. I want to go everywhere. So it's really difficult to say. But I'm going to use this because it's what I always say to Guy, our CEO, when I'm prompting him to send me away. I'm going to say Four Seasons Fiji. That's what I'm going to say. Four Seasons Fiji.
And what a note to end it on. I hope you get your trip to the Four Seasons in Fiji. Let me know when you're going and I'll tag along. But thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you for bringing this brilliant space to life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. It's been great. You're invited to all the parties.
Hurrah.
So you're going to get your personal invitation. Thank you. Thank you. It's been great.
Well, I'll see you at the party. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Curated Spaces podcast. For more information and content around any of the spaces we feature, head to our website or Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to have new episodes delivered straight to your inbox every Wednesday. And if there's a special place in your life that you would like to hear on the Curated Spaces podcast, please do get in touch, as we're always on the lookout for more brilliant spaces to share with the world.